What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. And today we're going to be talking about Star Trek and original series novel Firestorm. Okay, this book was my second favorite Star Trek book so far, for sure. Uh, I absolutely loved it. It was great. Um, it was just a super awesome book. So we'll read the back of it oh, let me just give it a rating 11 out of 10. It was perfect. I loved it. Like I said, is definitely something's bumping out of my top 5. This is coming in at second place. So I mean, look at that cover art too. It's amazing. The cover art's amazing. And it's done by Keith Birdsong. So it's pretty sweet. I really love the cover art. Actually, I want to get a T-shirt of it, I think. So, anyways, when a covert Elysian mining operation interferes with Federation geological expedition, Captain James T. Kirk and the crew of the Starship Enterprise are dispatched to the planet Rakatan to mediate between the rival parties. The Elysian dolmen claims that the planet and its dilithium deposits are hers, but the geologists warn that if Rakatan Mons, the galaxy's largest stratovolcano, should erupt while the Elysians are mining its flanks, no amount of dilithium will save them. While Lieutenant Commander Uhura and a landing party struggle to determine the dolmen's claim is true, Captain Kirk puts his ship on the line to keep the two sides from each other's throats. Soon, however, concerns over the planet's ownership are overshadowed by the arrival of a hostile Elysian armada and a cataclysmic volcanic explosion on the surface that threatens all parties with a deadly shower of destruction. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in this short little 270-page book. Um, let's lift that up some. And lost my train of thought. So bad. Oh, anyway, so the book was by L.A. Graff, which is a pseudonym for two authors. I already forgot their names. Julie Powers and anyways, the I do remember that the name is an acronym for. Hang on, I saved it here. I wanna make this review a little better than usual because this book was amazing. Okay, it's for Julie Eklar and Karen Rose Cerconi, although Melissa Crandall formed a third member of the team for their first Star Trek novel, Ice Trap. LA Graph is an acronym for the phrase "Let's all get rich and famous." So, I really need to get that book, Voyages of the Imagination, so I can have all this information at my disposal instead of relying on Wikipedia, because we all know how that is. But so basic this the a quick summary of the book. It's a horror book. She is a prominent main character in the book, and she gets a lot of scenes. I mean, she is all in it, and it's pretty good. And then the character building and character development of the Dolmen Israi, your other main character, basically one of the Elysians. I'm not sure if she's a teenager or like a young adult. It doesn't specify, but one of the crew towards the end does like fall for her, but it's Star Trek, so he dies. Anyways, he gets blown up when the volcano explodes. So, Uhura is tasked with trying to go down there and mediate things. It's her, Chekhov, and Sulu, and a couple of other, NPCs. One of which dies, Moochler, the geologist, and she's tasked with going down there to mediate things with the Dolmen Israel because they feel like she would listen to someone she thinks is like a Dolmen as herself. So Sulu and Chekhov are posing as like Uhura's servants, basically. And the character development of Israel that these authors did was some of the best I've read in a Star Trek book yet. Like she starts off as the most arrogant little turd brat you've ever read about in your life, but as the book goes on, you can see her learning the ways of humans and like their compassion and their emotions, and so she totally changes towards the end of the book. Of course, the last couple of pages she's her usual self, and but it's in good manner now. In the beginning she's like an annoying little, she's a little butthead, but basically the Elysians are just a weird cult species because the females, well, it's not weird because of that, but the females, like, they cry, their tears come out, and it basically makes all the men, they're like super slaves. The men will do whatever the women want. The women have all the power, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So that was pretty interesting. The geologists are also there's a couple of geologists that pop in the book, especially Moochler, because he's part of the the away team going down to mediate things. Moochler also is the one who kind of falls for Israel, but he blows up with the volcano, but he was happy to do so, basically. And so all this stuff happens down there. Chekhov gets, basically pulled away from Uhura and Sulu. Sulu becomes one of the bondsmen for the Dolmen Israel because she puts their tear on him, and so he's like her servant for a little while. So that was pretty crazy. And then towards the end of the book, Israel, when she changes, she starts her character develops. She becomes a little better. She uses her tears to heal Chekhov, who's like bleeding to death because he was trapped in the 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 bad Elysians that are surrounding the Enterprise that Kirk is trying to deal with. Send down a bunch of bad dude Elysians, and they start tearing things up. They want to kill Israel, but she was hidden by one of her bossmen upon the shuttlecraft that Uhura and Sulu try to use to escape the planet or to get enough up in the atmosphere out of the Elysian shield to get beamed up on the Enterprise, but they end up crashing. And all sorts of stuff like that happens throughout the book. It's very action packed in that sense, not like fights and stuff. There's a little bit of action like that, but it's very I don't know. Maybe it's because the Elysians were the just the race. I like the race, or maybe just because Uhura was a main character and Kirk comes in later too. Everybody loves Kirk, but I feel like because my number one book that I love is also another Uhura book, so maybe she's my favorite TOS character, and I just don't know it yet. We're starting to see a pattern here, especially with these Star Trek novels. I'm really loving the original series novels the best, and I think in April I want to go on an original series binge with the novels because now my top two are the original series, and um there the two that were honorable mentions were original series. So I don't know. I mean, I love this book. This book was awesome, and I highly recommend it. Like, I wanted to give a better, like, more detailed summary, but I just don't have the time to like take a bunch of notes like I want to and do it. I wanted this video to be like 20 minutes of epic, me talking about each chapter and all this, but it's just not going to happen for my channel yet, anyways, in this period in life because I do too much stuff. But I love this book. I slowed down and really soaked it in, and I had a great time. It was an amazing piece of fiction, and it was an amazing Star Trek novel. 11 out of 10, solid. It almost surpassed Uhura's Song for me, but the as complex as that book was, I mean, rating wise, it surpasses it, but the character development in Uhura's Song is amazing. The story alone is amazing. So Royal Song just edges this one out. So we'll see if anything gets past these two because there's been a lot that I really loved. Like even when I read Dreadnought, wherever that's at, was really good. Chain of Attack was really good. Oh man, there's so many. I need to just do a video going over all the Star Trek books I've read already, and just like do little mini reviews for them. I read whatever I rated them. But that's the video today, guys. We have Star Trek Firestorm by Let's All Get Rich and Famous. Um, I highly recommend it. It was so good. I'm glad I decided to just randomly pick it up and read it. Well, I saw the cover and I was like, yeah, I'm reading that right away. And that's exactly what I did. So that's the video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. And yeah, later.